A few months back, I made a video about where I was going to rent this Lumix S1R II for a little family vacation week. But I ultimately decided against it because it didn't make financial sense. It was for vacation, not a paid gig, and my Lumix S5II that I'm recording with now was way more than I needed. But I had 2 weddings in 2 weekends, and so I was like, why not rent it? Just keep it for the week. That way I only got to pay for one delivery and everything. Just rent it for both weddings. It is now Sunday, the day after the second wedding. I have to ship this back tomorrow, Monday. And this is my little quick review. So I was hired to do both photo and video. And I had my brother running my Lumix S5II on a gimbal 24/7 with the Sigma 24-70. He was only doing video, and I was the main photographer. And every now and then I would capture some quick video. But let me get to some of the pros real quick. The resolution is ridiculous, okay? I was cropping into Lightroom when I was sending out some sneak peeks, and the crop factor is crazy. But I mean, it is a 44 megapixel, 45 megapixel camera versus the regular 24 that I'm used to. Don't get me wrong, 24 is plenty, especially for people that are just gonna post on social media. I mean, I've had multiple clients I've done family photos with that I use the 24 megapixels, and they printed pictures off pretty large canvas sizes. I mean, the wedding actually had a couple from their engagement shoot printed off, I would say 2 foot by 3 foot size, and the 24 megapixels worked, right? So it's a pro that this was a 44 megapixel and I could crop more, but it's not a necessity. Another pro is the videos, okay? I know everyone online has been talking about the overheating, but because I was mainly getting photos and just quick couple seconds of video, of course I didn't really have any heating issues. I know most people who've had the heating issues online are people that recorded longer, like 8 to 10 minute segments. I wasn't doing any of that. But anyway, the video features was crazy. All right, you got 8K, 24, 30 frames. You got 4K, 120. You lose the subject tracking, which I noticed that when I was getting some clips. But I mean, you could still go 5.9K, 60 frames. And all this is like no to minimum crop, maybe 1.1. So that's really nice coming from the Lumix S5II, that as soon as you put it in 4K 60, it goes to the Super 35 crop. Another pro was the stabilization. Lumix is known for their stabilization, and that was no different with the Lumix S1R II. I mean, when I was putting it in the video mode, I was doing it all handheld, right? This is running gun. I had my brother on the gimbal, so like everything was handheld, and then plus you're running 4K 120 or 6K 60, so like you slow it down, apply a little post stabilization on top of that. It's buttery smooth. Another pro that I really like coming from the Lumix S5II and also the Lumix S1, not the S1 II. I really like this body. The battery life, it does chew through batteries, but batteries are cheap. I have plenty of them. I constantly are cycling out during a wedding day. But I do like this mode right here where you just swap between photo and video. That's really nice because, like I said, I was kind of doing a little bit hybrid of both, which is why I think this is pretty good camera for doing hybrid work. So I went ahead and set a couple different custom modes on both photo and video, mainly video. That way, if I want to get a quick second, just swap it to the video section, put it on C1, 2, or 3, whichever one you want, and which, I mean, it goes up to C5, and I think you can program even more than that and just get whatever you want. Let me get to the cons real quick though. The cons are it's very expensive to buy this camera, which is why I opted to rent it before I made such a large purchase. But that's not really my biggest con. All high resolution flagship cameras are expensive. I know that. And this is a business. At the end of the day, my clients are paying me to give them good looking images, and that comes at a price, right? But I'm gonna get to my main con, and this is probably the reason I will not be purchasing this. I don't know if this was my particular model or if it's like this on all Lumix S1Rs or S1R2s. And if it is, please comment down below. I was running both SD card and CF Express, all right? I have a pro grade 800 gigabyte CF Express Type B, super fast. But because I'm paranoid, I like running backups, right? And so I had an SD card, a V60 Lexar Pro. I use these a lot in the S5II as running backup. And before anyone comments, my con I'm about to say, it is not because I use this SD card. I actually forgot to put the SD card in on the rehearsal night for one of these, because I do rehearsal night coverage, and I had the exact same problem only running the CF Express card. So it is not that before you say anything. Anyway, my big con is this thing is slow. Okay. And like I said, I don't know if this is my model that I just got from the rental house or if it's like this for all of them, but this thing is so slow. Like, it has the buffer on it is not very big. I know they got brought up a lot during the initial release by a lot of bigger YouTubers, but it's not even that. Like, because I ran into that problem the first wedding weekend, I was so hesitant to use it, especially during like the ceremony of the walking down the aisle. I was so scared it was going to lock up on me, and it did at least a couple different times, even when I had a ton of buffer space. Like, there's a little number at the bottom right. It's like R and it 50, right, and it counts down and that's your buffer. I would leave it at like, I would never go past like R20 or 30 after the first weekend because I was so paranoid. And even on this past weekend, if like someone's walking down the aisle, right, and you're looking through the viewfinder or the screen, and there's 4 or 5 different boxes, right? Who the camera's trying to figure out who do you want to autofocus on, and say it's autofocusing on someone in the crowd, and you want it to focus on the bride, and you click it. There's a small chance this thing is gonna lock up and buffer. It happened to me multiple times, not just during the big moments of the wedding, but like even during getting like group portraits or just candidates throughout the day. Like, it would freeze and lock up for 20-30 seconds, sometimes up to a minute, and that is not acceptable, especially for this price and for weddings. Like, something that's run and gun, you cannot recreate, you cannot miss it. I can't use this, especially as expensive as this is. And I don't have a lot of experience with really high resolution cameras like this, or the Sony A7Rs, or even the Canon R5. So if it's like that on others, also please let me know, because I kind of want to rent the Sony A7R5 for an upcoming wedding I have next month, which I'd also have to rent a lens because I'm fully invested in L mount at this point. So this is kind of disappointing. I may rent the Lumix S1 II and see if I have that same problem with the locking up. My final conclusion to this is this thing makes beautiful images, but at a cost, and I'm not willing to pay that cost, right? Now, one is obviously the financial cost, but two is the speed, right? I know people are talking about the rolling shutter, which is a readout speed issue. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about strictly photo speed, this thing locking up on me and making me miss a shot, and I can't have that. So end of the day, I think this would be great for studio work. Like I said, I was going to shoot a restaurant this week, and that would have been great for that. Product photography, something where if it locks up on you for 20 seconds, it's not that big of a deal, right? But run and gun, weddings, I'm having a hard time recommending this, even though I love my Lumix cameras. So anyway, take all that with a grain of salt, and if you agree or disagree, please let me know down in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.